Haki Africa, a national human rights organization working to improve livelihoods and enhance the progressive realization of human rights in Kenya, in collaboration with Kituo cha Haki, hosted a meeting with police officers, chiefs and community leaders from Kibra in Nairobi for a long discussion on human rights violation among the youth in Kibra. Speaking during the meeting, Kituo cha Haki Executive Director Yasser Musa said there is need for the general public to know their rights, especially when caught up on the wrong side of the law.
Our main aim was to address the insecurity challenges that we've been experiencing, especially the exchange of, we've had from the community, the exchange of armaments. These are guns, such as pistols, between the youth and the police. And this is a dialogue that we decided to bring the community members, stakeholders, police officers, chiefs, to be able to address these issues so that we get to understand who are these criminals, why are these armaments being exchanged, and how do we bring dialogue between the community and the police so that we can be able to have a peaceful environment. As you've already heard, in Kibera, it is one of the unsafest places to be visited based on the report that was released last year. But this is something that we want to change the narrative. We want the youth to get economic empowerment. We want the youth to be employed, and we also want good relationship and good rapport between the police and the youth.
Article 49 of the Constitution speaks very well on the rights of arrested person. When you are arrested, you have to know the reason as to why you've been arrested. You must be given an opportunity to contact your family or a lawyer. You should be taken to court before 24 hours last. Hizo ni vitu lazima ujue. Kama for example ni nyumba kumi chairman, ameleta watu wakushike. Nyumba kumi chairman lazima akileta watu wakuambie wewe tunakushika kwa sababu unatusumbua kwa hii plot.
Musa said strong relationships of mutual trust between police and the communities are critical to maintaining public safety and effective policing.
So based on us bringing the police officer on the ground, it is to give that youth an opportunity to speak in front of that police officer so that the police can be able to listen and address based on the challenges. Earlier on, the challenges that we've already been experiencing is when you invite police officers, they never come. So when they do not come, our aim and our objectives, it's kind of 70% solved. Because when we are talking about security, we are talking about the administration, which is the government. We are talking about the police, who are the only ones who can be able to give us solutions. Like the issues of addressing guns issues, the issues of people and youth mugging others, community policing. It is based on police officers to be there to come so that we can address, so that that youth who wants to reform, that youth who is still doing bad, evil things, they are able to understand, if I want to reform, which police officer, on how do I address these issues.
Over the years, police have always been relying on the cooperation of community members to provide information about crime in their neighborhoods. But in the wake of recent incidents involving police using force on the public has raised concerns.
The situation is not very good because of the sense that from time in history, there's been a bad relationship between the community and especially the young people and the police. For these reasons, one, the youth want to be fashionable. I had dreadlocks just the other day, I cut them down. But because of those dreadlocks, I was seen as a bad person. But now that I've shaved, the old story has changed. The perception is now that he's a clean boy, he's a good boy. And you see that again widens the rift between the police and the young people. And so even if you're a young person who is very free from crime, you'll still be perceived badly. And I am calling on everyone to start looking at the characters of individuals, not the general perception, because that kills the morale, that kills the idea of us having a reform or a change in our societies.
Kwa sababu nimejua vile tunaweza pia associate na makarao na cheki vile tunaweza make this place a better place, society a better place, tunaweza enjoy, yani kuna vile sanse akiwa kwa society pia kuna vinaweza enjoy pia maboy pia si tujienjoy kila mtu ajienjoy.
All those police who are recruited under this policy, there are people who are working with the community and they can be able to listen to the community. So that is the culture that we're embracing. The commission that has been changed, the service police that has been changed, the community policing, which is now being brought and is being led by the administration, including the chiefs and the DC. They've given this mandate and opportunity to the youth. So the youths are the ones who are conducting community policing in a right way. This brings in communication between the youth and the police, and that bad blood and that bad relationship seems to be minimized, because at the end of the day, when police is looking for information, they won't go for another police officer. They will come to the youth who's doing community policing. So that one will be able to help us address these issues from the top or from the down, going upwards, and top going downwards.
Kenya's urban youth in Nairobi's informal settlements have had to contend with an identity crisis and, more seriously, general stigmatization. They are usually seen as the perpetrators of crime and drug abuse.
You know, there's a stereotyping of youth. Staying in slum is not a crime. Me as Combedo Michael, when I stay in slum, it's not a crime. I also have my right. I should also be given services. When I go to police station, maybe I'm going to inquire something, I should also be given an audience, because me, I might be staying in slum, but upstairs, maybe I have something that I can offer. So I should be treated the same way those kids in Westland, Runda, Karen are being treated.
Today, police officers in Kenya are having a hard time performing their duties due to their poor relationship with the public.
When I see police officers, I should not see police officer as an enemy. I should see him or her as a friend, as somebody who is coming to serve me, not as an enemy. So we should bridge that gap between the chiefs, the youths, the community leaders, the NGOs, all stakeholders in the society, so that we can have a nice society free of crime, free of corruption, free of malpractices.
Now let's take a look at how things went down in the meeting.
Today tumekuja hapa kudiscuss the issues zenye tumeziona kwa community, and this project is being supported by an organization called Haki Africa in cooperation with an organization called Kituo cha Haki, especially on issues ya insecurity. Na hizi issues za insecurity, we can see most of them zimekuwa hizi insecurities, lakini due to COVID-19 pandemic, loss of employment, kumekuwa na changamoto. When you look at last year, kulikuwa na one of journalists who was killed in Makina, but sahi sasa kumekuwa na issues ya police, youths, vijana and other members trying to collaborate. But this is something that we've had. It's not something that we've already seen. So tumeita at least community members from different parts of Kibra so that we can discuss, especially the outcome yenye tunataka hapa ni how do we solve the issues of insecurities. Na hizo issues na challenges ambazo tumezisikia, kuna mtoo bunduki kwa community, hizo bunduki pia zinatoka wapi, and how do we make sure we live in a society yenye iko free from insecurity, sindio? So from that, I'm sure there are so many rhetoric questions zenye ziko kwa akili zetu, but I will leave the floor to Vincent, who will be facilitating us. And then after that one, Vincent is just trying to have a discussion on these challenges zinatokea wapi, with the causes of these challenges, kama ni hizi bunduki ziko upande gani, who are these culprits, because most of the time tunasema maybe ni police working with the youth, but sometimes unapata kuna zile fake guns, hizo zinatoka upande gani, si ndio?
So this is Kituo cha Haki, and before we do a dialogue, there is what we call research. There is what we call research. Tunaulizia kwanza ni nini inafanyika katika kijiji fulani, tunaangalia ni vipi tunatatua hiyo shida before it's too late. So last 2 weeks we were trying to reach out to some of the leaders from different communities, and we got around 10 issues that are currently taking place in Kibra. The dialogue is on community policing, and we are focusing on 3 areas. The first area is illegal arrest. It came out that kuna mayouth wanashikwa. Sitaki kusema kushikwa ovyo ovyo. According to my understanding, hufai kushikwa kama hujafanya kosa. So they are illegal arrests without committing any crime or any offense. That came out all the way from High Rise, Line Sabah, ikikuja. Then we are also going to discuss about illegal owning of guns. It's here in Kibra, so we'll know about it and which areas specific. Then how can we build our rapport between the civilians and the police officers or the administration that is serving us? So some of the things that we got, red zone areas, we marked them as red zone areas. Kuna Line Sabah towards, kuna kanje inaingia Line Sabah. Ukienda kwa grounds. Issue ya crime na insecurity, it's very high. Then ukikuja area ya Undugu, all the way to Mashimoni, it was reported that some of the youth have guns, enye hatujui wametoa wapi. Then along Darajani, hapo chini ya railway pia kuna crime mingi sana. Vijana wanasemekana wako na guns na wanahangaisha wananchi. Ukikuja Makina, kuna area inaitwa area Makongeni Gaza. Alafu Lindi along Kibera South, along the bridge. Kuna issues hapo pia on security na community wanalia sana. Gatwekera huko chini around Maranatha. Ukiteremka pia hiyo side ya bridge. Then hapo juu Raila village, chini ya bridge kuna Masai ikifika au piti unanyang'anywa. So we don't know with if those guns are real guns or fake guns. And then Makina stage, there is a lot of insecurity, huko hata simu zinapotea ukiwa kwa gari. So among the 10 issues, we said this looks more relevant compared to other issues, because other issues have been there on GBV, issues are early pregnancies, they came out, but we still need to discuss about these. Article 49 of the Constitution speaks very well on the rights of arrested person. When you are arrested, you have to know the reason as to why you've been arrested. You must be given an opportunity to contact your family or a lawyer. You should be taken to court before 24 hours last. Are we in agreement? Hizo ni vitu lazima ujue. Kama for example ni nyumba 10 chairman, ameleta watu wakushike. Nyumba 10 chairman lazima akileta watu wakwambie wewe tunakushika kwa sababu unatusumbua kwa hii plot. Wewe ni mwizi. Na tumeona majirani wakushike, wakupeleke wapi? Station. So those are some of the things zenye unafaa kufanya nini? Unafaa kujua. Tunaelewana? So in regards to the same illegal arrest, and maybe I ask you a question to make them understand. If she brings a matter to you that needs arrest as a police officer, you've documented that in your whatever you've given her OB, right? That means she reported the matter. She reported the matter against him. Then you're supposed to come and arrest him. He doesn't know anything. Lakini maybe waliguarizana na hu? Yeye ajui kama huyu ashafika station. So you coming to arrest him. When you reach to him, will you give him like, this is a warrant of arrest? I'm arresting you because of ABCD, or how do it go? Because I know for chiefs, if matters are brought to you, nyinyi huwa mnaita mkutano. We want you in our office the following day at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. Then you talk. Now, when it comes to officers, before the arrest, what really occurs?
So, whenever a complaint is laid, I must investigate. And it is a procedure for the police to effect the arrest as the last step after you are done with investigation. Now, I want, on the course of my investigation, you are the one who is not even welcoming me. That is what I'm saying. Whenever he's accused, I'll inform him or her that he has been accused. If I call him, I normally even, we normally even call people. Very few will come. Akisikia ni polisi, hey, ujipeleke polisi. When I come, then maybe if I find that it was a wrong information, I can equally even charge the person who had complained for giving false information. I have that. There's still no love lost if Charlie accuses him of an offense or a crime that he had not committed. And the bank now will stop to charge to prove that those facts that he alleged, they do really exist. If they don't, and I'll do a surgery of that case, and maybe I'll eventually charge for giving false information.
Okay, so you're telling us that there are offenses that a person can be arrested without a arrest warrant.
Yes.
Sawa. That must come out clear. Kuna zile kesi ama situations ambazo zikifanyika, polisi atakuja na akushike without warrant of arrest. He can even arrest you in civilian. Akikuja hivi at least uta-identify ni polisi. Ukienda for example Kisumu Ndogo, utapata Drogba kuna sei. Na wao ndio watu kama Kisangi nafanyika Kisumu Ndogo wanakuanga frontline. And we cannot talk about peace and security when these people we are not involving them. Now you can hear what is coming out. They have all the solutions yenye tunafaa kuwa nazo wapi? Kwa community.